Sensitivity is intelligence. With grace and skill, you have abundance. Welcome to the Psychic Hour. Host Kelly Brickle is a psychic medium, numerologist, healer, and teacher. Her passions are learning about the soul and energy. Whether through spirit, emotion, or vibrational numbers, there is always a pathway of information waiting to help. Now, here is your host of the Psychic Hour, Kelly Brickle.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Psychic Hour. I'm Kelly Brickle, and we are having a wonderful interview day with Diane Burton. She's the Madre medium. We're going to be getting into past lives, healing, and spiritual development as usual. So I'm looking forward to everybody coming in and joining the discussion. If you have any questions of the things that we're talking about, if you resonate, if something makes you excited, please join the conversation. We're always encouraging just the present moment, opening up of what we can create together in this space. So thank you everybody for being here. I want to give some hellos to people coming on in. Let me know where you're from. Let me know where you're at, whether you are a regular or new. So hello, Evelyn. Hello, she's saying hello to Diane too as well. Hello, dear fellow Chatlanders. I love that. Wowza, what a week. It has been a week. So thankful that it's Friday. You know, it's been such a week that I feel like yesterday was Monday. I don't know how. I could guess a little bit. I think I have to think about the day that it happened, but I think it was around Monday, something like that, where I really messed up my back a little bit earlier than that. And like time has been wonky. It's been really wonky. So I feel like Monday was yesterday, and it feels like tomorrow's Sunday. So it feels like I'm skipping days backwards, forwards. I'm really coming back into alignment. So, thank you so much, Evelyn. You are really a bullseye on the energy. Yes, Solvang. I have to go to Solvang someday. It's such a cool town with a lot of just personality. I really want to go there. Hello, June. Hello, Stephanie. Hello, welcome. Hello, Arnie. Hello, Green Eyes. Hello, Carol. Hello, thank you everybody for your love. Hey, Kim Princess. Hey, Jennifer McCormick. Hello, from Canada, June. Very cool. Evelyn says she's not a regular, she's an irregular. That's okay. We like that. That's okay. It's very Uranian of you, that Uranus energy. We welcome that. Kim Princess, not a dry one. Is it raining? Is it raining? Help me with the context. I think you said it's raining. Presh, hello, welcome. Yes, week did fly by. Hello, Pats. Hello. Oh, you're from Chicago. Beautiful. Welcome. Welcome. I'm originally from that area, so welcome. Hello, Natasha. Hello, Rose. Hello, Heidi. It's great to see you, Heidi. It is hot today. Yes, absolutely. From Boulder, Colorado. Love it. Okay, everybody. Thank you. I'll continue to say hello to you as you come on in. Hello, Kweezy. Hello, Caitlin. Hello. So, all right, everybody. Just for the topic of the day, I'll be shorter than not. Kim, thanks for checking in on that. Kim's always like encouraging. Thank you so much. The topic of the day is really like systems of the world. I know that sounds overreaching. Hello, Danielle. Systems of the world. When I think about that, I think about the sun, the moon, the stars. I think about systems like of our body, sleep, eating, cycles. So it's rhythms in Ayurveda. It's really about the rhythms of life. the seasons of life, what time represents for the body and how it processes things, and using the tools or the systems of creation to help heal ourselves. And so that's what popped up like at the top, definitely. I feel like on certain days, there's things that call to us. The ocean can call to you, the forest can call to you, a certain food could call to you. Maybe you need mineral support, right? Maybe you need some vitamin C, and that kiwi is calling you, or that orange is calling you, or that protein, whatever. But there's something in place within the world that can offer you that nourishment and that grounding and that restoration. So today the sun really called to me. Sometimes I'm in the house a lot. I try not to be, but something I'm working on. I'm behind the computer a bit, or I'm taking a breather. But the sun super called to me today, and it was just like, come out, get refreshed, get restored. Like, come in and receive this healing. And I did it only for a little bit, but my gosh, it made me feel like $1,000,000. I'm always listening to what my body needs. And sometimes, right, it's more difficult to apply than others with certain things. I've been reading so much up more on like sleep and how it is. I've heard this from just so many experts, especially for women. It's like the #1 hormone regulator. It is the #1 medicine above food, above supplements, above even sunlight, with how it regulates hormones and restores and returns back to your rhythmic, healthy state, your homeostasis that you naturally carry. So sleep has been so huge with understanding how that works. But anyway, I wanted to keep it shorter than not today. So whatever calls to you, listen. Whatever calls to you. Like for me, sometimes it's like a can of smoked oysters, a kiwi, magnesium. I don't know. I could really go into it, but the sun was calling. Please answer the call, however it feels to you. I'm going to say hello to Jennifer Rose. Hello to Helen. Hello to Danielle. Thank you everyone for being here. Hello, my shadow. Me, my shadow. Thank you. Hello, Terry. Thank you, Natasha. So without further ado, and we'll keep talking, let's bring in Diane. Hello.
Hi, Kelly. I just want to tell you, you are so knowledgeable. You are so brilliant. You are such a high level frequency. I just honor you. And to be here is an honor. So thank you, Kelly.
My goodness, I was craving the sun. You're the sun too. You're like, you're beaming light at me. Thank you. Thank you for your sunshine. Seriously, thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. And I wanted to say, Evelyn came on, or, did in, and Evelyn is my mom's name. So that is a sign to me that my mom is here with me now in this moment with you. And also my grandmother, her real name is Sunshine. And you said that, so I know my grandmother, I just got chills. My grandmother is here as well. So
that is so cool. Evelyn,
yes.
in the comments, I've never met her, but she comes in and she gives everybody so much sunshine. That is totally her, and that's amazing that that's your grandmother's name and her nickname was Sunshine. What?
No. My mom's name is Evelyn.
Your mom's,
and my grandmother, her real name is Sunshine. It's not a nickname. Gladys Sunshine.
Gladys Sunshine. I'm sorry, I somehow mixed that up. That's on me.
Okay. So both of them are here.
Both of them. Both of them.
A
Wow.
sign. Yeah.
That,
Yeah.
that is a sign. Did you wake up like getting anything from your family as well, or is this like kind of coming in right now?
Oh, right now.
Okay, hey, we talked about present moment, so what bam, what
Yes.
boom.
Yes. Because as you know, present moment is all there is the now. It's just, that's it. Oh, and something that you said in your opening, you were talking about the different times. Uh, and one of the things, I think it was Bashar. I love Bashar, Bashar.org. Anyway, I think it was him, said that with timelines, because we're on, because of our frequency, a certain timeline, that when truth is spoken, it collapses that timeline and puts you on a new timeline, because the truth redirected whatever that timeline was, where we could be rationalizing about something, all the defense mechanisms that we can use on our timeline to avoid whatever it is. But if you speak the truth, you're on a different timeline.
I
And that
do.
resonates with me. Does it resonate with you?
It does. I do feel that. I feel like the truth takes you where you need to go.
Hmm.
And sometimes it can be jarring, and sometimes it can be like really loving. But I do feel like it's a different frequency. And I think like where we
Hmm.
um, exist and operate at is in different frequency planes. So, yeah, I think there's absolutely something to that. Absolutely.
That's, yeah, yeah.
I think that we talk about healing here a lot. I think there's just crossovers with like um, awareness and spirituality and healing. And a lot of times the body, when it has pain and it can't heal, it's because it is not in the present moment. And when you realign with truth, it can get you back there.
Hmm.
And so there's like a slower, stagnant vibration, and I do think that truth runs quicker and faster
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
has more options.
Hmm.
So absolutely, yeah, totally. I want to
That's,
give you a warm welcome by also reading your bio. I love how we like just immediately went into a
I'm
talk of
sorry.
the truth. No, I love it. Are you kidding me? Do not be. I if you want to return to talking about the truth, it's one of my favorite things to talk about. It's so philosophical and it's so helpful and needed, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so for just a moment, so everybody who knows Diane
Hi,
or is just
Heidi.
learning about her, hello. I'm going to read this from Diane's perspective. So I just think it's like so beautiful. So I'm just going to read it. So Diane wrote this. She said, "The fragrance of roses represented my grandmother's crossing over. What has started as a quiet evening turned into something truly mystical as roses entered the air. I knew that this special moment was a sign from my family on the other side, that it was time for me to start taking classes on how to be a medium. It was to use my gift to help others realize death is an illusion and that we exist on a different plane, dimension, when we leave this earth. Some people call it heaven. Our loved ones can communicate with us from the other side. And remember, you don't always need a medium. Look for the signs around you every day. Flowers, feathers, coins, lights, blinking, a song on the radio that makes us think of them. Our loved ones are always letting us know they see us, they hear us. They love us. Love never dies. Talk to them. They hear you. And you were so lovely to shout out Bashar, but your website as well is madremedium.com. Welcome, Diane. I wanted to add in flowers there to your assertion. I'm sure you've had some experiences with flowers too. But do you get certain symbols that come to you routinely?
Yes. In the beginning of my mediumship training, the clairvoyance, which is the visions, were very strong and mostly just symbols or being able to see. And through the years of studying, it has now gone into the claircognizance, which is the knowing, and the clairsentience, which is the feeling part. So now instead of seeing, I mostly feel and know. Does that make sense, Kelly?
Yeah, you mostly feel and know. And do you have like any physical reassurances that show up? It could be different, like your grandma, Sunshine, could give you a different one than your mom, Evelyn.
The when I'm giving a reading, usually it's for, a client instead of my family coming through. But two stories. Well, one is the other day, this lady in the grocery store parking lot, when she was pulling out, clipped my front end of my car. And I was like, okay. She was all nervous, and I was like, it's okay. It's okay. Don't worry. Insurance takes care of it. It's okay. It's okay. Anyway, when I took my car to the body shop to get an estimate, as soon as I walked into the body shop, the song, the one by John Mellencamp, Jack and Diane.
I don't think I've
To
heard
the
that one.
ditty. You haven't?
No, there's some. You're gonna. I should know, but I don't.
It was
Maybe
Jack
you
and
sing it. I will know.
Diane. Two kids, something, da da. I can't tell you
It sounds
words,
vaguely familiar. It sounds
but
vague.
it's about Jack and Diane. Well, my brother, who has crossed over, is there with my mom and dad and Sunshine. And anyway, his name is Jack. So when I walked into the body shop, Jack and Diane was playing, and it was like, okay, because they come to us, Ken, as a song, or whenever I hear that song, I think of my brother Jack. So it was like, everything's going to be okay. I have a sign from my brother. Be in the present moment. All is well. So that just happened a couple days ago. So that was really cool. Getting a sign.
Yeah, it seems like you get names then. You got names today, you got names at the body shop. That's pretty incredible.
Yes. I also, at some point, and you can say when, my opinion, because I'm switching subjects, so it's hard to keep up with me. I'm a Gemini.
It's okay.
Fate versus destiny. But before we go to tell you about fate versus destiny, in my opinion, is there anybody who had a question about they hear songs on the radio when their loved ones, they feel their loved ones, or what are their signs that they get from your chat group people over
Yes,
there?
absolutely. I love that you're putting that out there. Thank you so much, Diane. A lot of people are saying hello to you, first of all, like
Yeah.
Rowan, hello, Rohan. And Natasha saying hi, Diane. People were saying a lot that you are sunshine and you're vibrating high. So they were loving
Thank
your
you.
frequency. Hello, Brian Lar. He came in to say hi. Hello. He said, hello, shiny kids. I love it. Brian's great. Hello, Carol. You got so many hellos. Oh my goodness. I'm like catching up with the comments. Everyone is so nice. Someone did
Yeah.
ask like a truth question. So, and I do think that pertains to free will. So we can go back to that. Are there any questions or any things that people would want to ask about signs and names or hearing songs? June says, I hear songs all the time. And she's like, yes, I do. Kay Weezy says, I see feathers, coins, and birds. I hear songs from my dad and grandma's, both of them, and in my grandpops and your grandpa as well.
Aw, how sweet.
And Shadow says, yes, my husband, we say it's DJ Jim. So I guess he sends songs all the time. he takes over the car radio maybe or whatever they're playing. Oh, Danielle, dragonflies show up when I am down, and they literally just fly directly in my face and stay around for a while. I love when that happens. Oh my gosh.
I love dragonflies. I love them.
They're amazing. Rose, so I love you. You encouraged everyone to start. I love it, Diane. Rose was saying, I was at spiritual church today and they sang Amazing Grace, which is my dad's favorite song.
Oh,
Spirit is coming into support today.
yes.
A lot in general. My goodness. Evelyn, I get songs, feathers, animals, coins, weird times on the clock, and things mysteriously go missing. I love it. Mom and grandma both loved red cardinals. So my goodness, thank you, everybody. I'm going to read one more, and then we're going to go back to the lovely free will, determinism, and truth conversation that was percolating in the air too. Well, the other day I was watering my plant and a dragonfly showed up, and then I said, if that's you, Nana or Grandpa, give me a sign. Then the dragonfly followed me right to my door. Whoa. That's cool. That is really, really, really cool. Oh, I love that. Wow. All right, I'm going to scroll up top. There was a question, maybe to start the space off too as well. Let's see, where was it? Pat Sparrow. Can we always discern the truth? That's an interesting one.
That's very deep.
Yes. Would you like to start or shall I?
I'll start because mine will be short, so I'll let you fill in and put the icing on the top.
Ooh, and cherry too.
Yes. And when I speak, I'm only speaking from my understanding, and that's all. There is a truth with a lowercase t, and there is truth with a capital T. And the capital T truth is source. Alignment with source. And the lowercase t truth to me represents our own beliefs, which are limited because we don't know anything. I mean, what we know is so minuscule, and our truths, our beliefs are limited, and that's the lowercase t. But when I sit and I'm quiet and I align with the God source, I truly feel the capital T of truth of God. And I'm in peace. Anyway, that's my belief and my definition. Kelly, what do you
No,
think?
it's beautiful. You kind of like transported me because it felt so serene and so simply connected. So I feel like you can talk about the truth with two ways. You can talk, and you did too as well. You said the lowercase and the uppercase. I feel like you can have discussion about truth from the head, and you can have discussion about truth from the heart. And they are different experiences, but they're both very real, and they're both very I think helpful in their own way. I think ultimately the head does bow to the heart because with the mind, you're going to take all the evidence that's known. With the heart projects things far in advance that aren't explained yet. They're just felt, they're just known. And there's certain states where you are gathering real information that would unravel the patterns of what we think makes a good life, or what gives us certainty. So it comes into the territory of like love versus fear, and how we go forward and transcend. But I do think it helps to have a discussion about truth with the mind too as well, because we get on a certain frequency where we go, this is where we're at. Like, where are you at? Let's have the convergence. If we can't be in synchronicity, let's create the bridge. So can you hear me? Can you understand me? If not through the mind, then let's try the heart. And if not through the heart, let's try the mind. I just feel like they're needed aspects. It's interesting. Like, I feel like I want to talk about both places, and I find that sometimes there is that divide. But I do feel like the truth is something where there's so much alignment that it takes us new places. And it is something that ultimately feels so natural after it has space to be. Sometimes it's instantaneous, sometimes people don't understand it, but I do think the truth reverberates with oh or om. I don't know. that's where I am today on it. What does that bring up within you, Diane? Or in the comments, what are people
hearing? I wanted to add one thing about the lowercase t truth. It is always changing as new information comes in, or we transform into a higher frequency. Then there is, in a sense, another truth. So truths with the lowercase, which deals with the intellect in a sense, changes, because I was this truth about this religion growing up, and now with the knowledge, I understand that's not my truth anymore. So the lowercase t changes. So
please here go.
do you want me to read some things, or you want to?
If something jumps out at you, all I'll say is I'm gonna just say one thing. I think it's so important to talk about this because the mind wants logic. So, the mind is really like, where's the rules? Where's the parameters? But it's really funny because you say something very pertinent that the mind would reject necessarily, and you're just like, truth needs time, like, to evolve and change. And from the logic sense, people would say no, but like, just think about human history. Like, oh, we thought the human brain did this. We thought the human body did this. We thought yada yada. And then the books change. The scientists confirm. So the mind, what it can handle, is always changing, and that is an evolving truth. It really is. So I do think like, you could connect spiritual truth to, like, what's in the heart. That's kind of a similar, it's different, but it's kind of like of a similar notion. I think that is a little bit more perennial, and paradoxically the mind is the one that changes, even though it says it doesn't. It's really interesting. I just love talking about it. It gives me like, it's kind of funny that way. But someone was saying, that's the truth, Diane. They're resonating with you. And then, yeah, if you'd like to read this by Ren, it's a comment.
Okay, similar path as capital T truth. How do you balance the ideas of surrender? Whenever I read that word, I have to breathe. Surrender to the universe. Control is an illusion. Yet we have free will. We have free will, and yet we still seem to be following a path. Okay. So there's one thing I want to say to this, because I have thought, Ren, about this a lot. And because I believe in the blueprint that we create with our guides before we incarnate. So we have the path, the bullet points of what our soul wants to achieve in this lifetime on the earth. And my point is how we respond is our free will. When an event comes up, how do we respond? That's our free will.
Absolutely.
That's, to me, where my free will exists. And my response lets me know where I am consciously. And on the conscious, Dr. David Hawkins, his consciousness level. So that helps me to know where I am and what I'm working on and where is my awareness. So after I instead of reacting, I'm at a place I'm responding, and then I check in with that.
I think that is powerful because when, I'm just going to say the word, when bad things happen to us, something could be really, really traumatic, or we perceive it as bad. It's just uncomfortable. It's not great. We don't remember the options that we have with what we're going to do about it, and praising ourselves for, let's say, making certain choices while we were under so much pressure, because we could have chosen a million different things by the words we said to a person, or our internal dialogue, or our feelings. It's really powerful, right, how we deal with things. So I do think that's paramount. I do think also it's like, where is the point of inception where we choose? So there is a belief system that we choose things before we come here. So even though it is by human standards a really, really not great situation, we go, I'm going to hold space for a person, or my soul wants to experience this for my development and my understanding or my learning. So I'm going to take this path while I'm here. So that path could be predetermined. Like you felt like, yep, I'm going to get that divorce, or I'm going to lose that family member, or I'm going to go through this health issue. You know, the big ones in life. I'm not even hitting all of them, but you understand. And you go, why would anybody, especially I'm not even listing the craziness of Earth, like the worst of the worst. You would think, why would we possibly want to experience this? I don't know. I don't know. I do think it goes back to free will, spiritual free will. It was an option. The soul knew this is an option, and if there's peace or harmony, if we, I don't know ultimately where we come from, concepts of heaven or the other side, but ultimately, if there is bliss, peace, and harmony, and we go, well, with enough peace, bliss, and harmony, well, what's the opposite of that like? Or with enough knowing and connection, what does it feel like to not know and have this connection? What does it feel like to be asleep if I'm so awake? So I do think we play out like dualism, and then we think that when we're here, it has to be, again, dualism. It must be good or bad. It must be free will or total control. And really, I think we're playing out both sides. But I do think there's like, what's that word? That word escapes me. What's if there's a complementary nature rather than a dualistic nature to this. So I don't think it's one or the other, but I do think that it's more free will than determinism, because we're actually choosing our determinism. I do feel like that more so than not. I could be wrong. What comes up for you?
Well, I'm not sure I understand the question you're asking me.
Please, no. Hey, so I feel like, determinism is like control. It's like everything's predetermined. Okay. We don't have a choice. Like we were given this design, but we did not orchestrate it. It's like it's God's plan, or it's the universe's plan. So I do think that the plan is constructed by us, like a co-creation of. So I do think that free will trumps this design because we designed it.
So, but I think I understand what you're saying, but there is the determinism is determined, and we determined it with our spirit guides, our team. But for me, the free will is, how do I want to choose to respond to the event? Yes. So I'm saying they're both existing at the same time.
Yes.
Along with the free will, and our timelines change according to our response of the structure, the determined thing.
Yes, absolutely. I'm on the same board. I think like we play out the complementary nature of, something being predetermined, but us choosing how that goes about. And I do think, so it's not, people talk about when we're on Earth, like, well, it has to be one thing or the other. I just think it's bigger than that. I think both have a role to play rather than
both.
It's right. They both go together, and people think, no, I mean, it's logically, it's either one or the other. I think the way this all was designed is they both fit together.
I
And
like what Evelyn, oh, she just it
yep,
went
I'm going
away. I
back.
love what Evelyn said. The beauty is that we have the free will to change the direction of our past. And I love that. And it's like our response to the event, whether it's positive, negative, whatever our response is the new direction of our path. And of course, new events will come up to keep changing according to how we respond to a situation. And I was going to interject real quick about the fate versus destiny, because you talked about earlier love versus fear. I think Jampolsky had a great book about that. Um, Quick little story. How are we doing on time? Oh my
Great.
God. Oh my good.
See, there's so
Um,
much to talk about. I got you.
ah, so I um I was learning script supervising in LA. Uh, also, in fact, it was a psychic who told me when you get to LA, go to script supervising school, and so I did. So I went to script supervising school and went to a seminar, and a voice inside me said, "Ask." Well, first I heard the instructor ask the other instructor, "You want to go to dinner?" And he said, "No, I have plans, sorry." And a voice inside me said, "You ask her. You ask her." And I was going, "No, no, I'm shy. I would never do that." And so anyway, we all left at the end, went to the car, and I called my husband. I said, "Well, I was going to ask her to dinner, but I'm coming home." He goes, "You get back out of that car and you go ask. You got the intuition to go ask her to dinner. You go do it." And I'm thinking, oh, this fear of rejection. I am shy. It doesn't appear it, but I am. I'm shy. And oh, so I hung up my cell phone, got back out of the car, got in line, to talk to her. And I waited till the very end so no one could hear her say, "No, I don't want to go to dinner with you," or whatever. Anyway, so at the very end, I said, "Hey, do you want to go to dinner?" And she said, "Yes." And I was like, ah. So anyway, long story short, we went to dinner. And during the conversation, she said, "What are you doing in LA?" Blah, blah. And I said, "My husband and I are screenwriters." And she said, "Oh, my partner is looking for a screenwriter for this project. I can set up an interview for you." And we got the job later. So it
Wow.
was like that fear or destiny, fate, destiny. If you don't face your fear, you're fated. But if you face a fear, your destiny, like Evelyn said earlier, it will take you on a new path. So anyway, that was real quick.
I think that's like another way to look at it. So, like, when we understand that there's crossovers to these ideas rather than regimented, it's in this box or that box, we can talk about words like destiny. So, like, what happens when we make a choice sometimes? Because, like, was it fated to always, go this direction? Well, you had to choose those moments rather than them happening to you. And so, right, I feel like there's variations of things that play out, and you have to take the reins of your life. I think that's very important to talk about. So speaking of kind of the reins of our life and who we are, and does it all go together? So I think And again, we're talking about kind of our beliefs and just opening it up for everyone to talk about their beliefs too. I think that there's other lives. I've experienced things with other lives. You've experienced things with other lives. So I think it's not just one, path we're playing out. There's a lot of things that are going together here. There's a lot of things that are overreaching. It doesn't all come down to, this one's been mapped out for us. It's much larger than that. I would love to hear some of your experiences with past lives and your journey with how you found out about that, actually.
Oh, thank you, Kelly, for asking. And I went to a group in Nashville when I lived there called Omega. And the hostess did a past life regression for us. And I never had done one. And I was skeptical. I didn't know if at this point, because this is 30 something years ago, but the story is so fantastic to tell it. So anyway, so she led us as a group. So we did our own past life regression, our own journey. So dim the lights, put on the music, breathe, meditate, and you go over the bridge. And, she walks you to this place where I forgot to tell you about the intention that was set before we did the past life regression. This Omega group has nothing to do with the Omega Institute. It was just named that, the Omega group. And the intention is, we feel like we were a soul group. We all incarnated as soul groups together in different times. And one of the times was during when Jesus lived, Jesus of Nazareth lived. And we felt like we knew him some way, connected to him some way back then as a soul group. But individually, we didn't know each other back then. But we do now. But anyway, so that's our intention, to go back to that time. So, so when I opened my eyes were closed, but when I opened my other eyes and I looked at where I was in that time, I first saw my feet, and they were nasty, ugly, dirty, stinky, hairy men's feet. Toenails, gross. Oh my gosh, I was like, I'm going to be the Queen of Sheba. What am I doing here in this? And then I started, looking up, and those clothes they wore back then, the white cloth kind of, I don't know what they were. But anyway, mine was basically stained brown and dirty and holy, but it was awful. And I'm going, what am I doing here? And then I looked at my hands, and of course they're dirty. And it's pushing one of those grinders of either wheat or corn, like a meal. You push, and the stone grinds it. So, and I'm chained to it.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh. So then I look, I'm look around, I'm in a dungeon. I'm in prison. And so it's just stone, a small room of stone. And I look up, which is street level up there, and there was like a hole up there at street level. And I saw feet running up there. And and I heard them saying, "He's coming, he's coming, he's coming." And I went, "This is not real." So I snapped myself out of it and just kept laid there till everybody else was through, and just, that's ridiculous. That's my imagination. And so um, the hostess said, "Does anybody want to tell what you saw?" And I didn't, because I didn't believe it. It was my imagination. So I forgot about it. It was months and months later, an artist came to our group. Her name is Susan York. She's out of, I think, New York. She's great. She came to our group, and it was prophesized or whatever, predicted, that an artist would come and draw who we were, the soul group, in Jesus's time, that time frame. So that was the intention set. She came and she was presented, "Would you draw who we were?" And she said yes. And there was about 20 of us. And before I go on with the story, does anybody else have had a past life regression in the...
Yeah, please. Yeah, past life regressions, please share them. I think people are listening. They're definitely
Oh,
listening.
okay. I'll go back to the story.
You have us on bated breath.
Ah! So Susan, the artist, brought watercolor paper, India ink, Q-tips, and water. And she said, "My gift is when I see a wall and there's a pattern, the shadows in it, faces pop out for her." Do you know what I'm saying? When you look at a piece of wood in the lines, she can see faces in that. She said, "I want you to just draw some, like a background or whatever." So, oh, okay. So I drew a dandelion. I love flowers. A dandelion and just some L's. And then, and handed it to her. My name was in pencil on the back. She promised she wouldn't look because she didn't want to give someone like the leader that she's Mother Mary or whatever. She didn't want to be influenced when she's being intuitive of drawing who we were. So anyway, months and months later, she finally got all of ours done and brought a queen size sheet, white sheet, hung it on the wall, and taped all the 20 pictures of who we were back then. And our names are not on the front, they're on the back. So we didn't even know until she was through talking. And so I looked, and it was, I knew exactly which one mine was.
Mm.
I did see the dandelion, so I kind of cheated on, I knew there was a dandelion. And I wept when I connected with that, who I was. I was, really crying. And she went to mine and she said, as I was drawing this, she cried, and she had to stop working on it and do the feeling, cry, whatever, and then go back to it. But that was like, she felt that connection too. Okay, guys, see if I can do it.
Oh, wow.
That is the past life.
Wow.
That I know. And she came to the group after this. She wasn't even there. And I didn't tell anybody because I thought, that's my imagination. So here I am, this dirty, ugly prisoner, chained. And she turned the dandelion into the wheel, the grinding wheel. And there's a
Yeah.
whip. And she turned my
Oh,
L's into stones.
wow.
And
Wow.
And I started crying because, like, oh my gosh, this is my confirmation
Yes.
that
Wow.
my past life regression, that I didn't tell anybody what it was.
Yes, it's not just right. We think that our imagination is just fantasy, but really, like, it takes us beyond the physical, and sometimes these things are absolutely connected to something much larger and much more real than we could ever imagine. So she was able to connect with your past life as well. Oh my goodness. Yep, that's you're like, it's not
Isn't that
just
a great
me.
story? And then
It's
I commissioned
amazing.
her to do it
Wow.
in oil. She didn't make him
Wow.
as dirty as I was. But she put in, you
Wow.
can't, let me see, she put in the whip. Oh, here's the whip. Whip is over here. And I think maybe I told her there was a window at the top, and I don't think, since it's not on the original, but anyway, it's been so long ago. But I just wanted to share that with you all. My confirmation of a past life regression. I've never had one since, because I feel full content with it's real, it's true. And I was a prisoner
Wow.
back in
Wow.
Jesus's time.
Wow.
So, Kelly, thank you for listening.
Absolutely. That's an amazing story. Yeah, I
Kelly.
really think that we can get snapshots of who we were.
Mm-hmm.
And my goodness, it's an energetic transmission. So right, it's not like something hidden away, locked,
Mm-hmm.
us only isolated in. Wow, thank you for sharing that story. After that, did you believe it's real, or did you still doubt?
Yes, absolutely. When I cried when I saw it, that was the truth coming into my being of this is real. I don't know what I did or who I was, but I know I was there and affected by Christ. I call it Christ consciousness.
Sure.
Just the Christ consciousness back then.
My goodness.
So,
I love it. No, I love it. You are always welcome to share your past life stories. If there's any more in the mix, and your epiphanies, and I'm sure you're quite philosophical, because you are a screenwriter. That excites me.
nice.
The interplay, because you have to look into the psyche of a person, or the big why questions of how it all comes together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So please know you're welcome for future discussions, and I'm very excited to continue to get to know you. And thank you so much for sharing today and being so warm and sharing your energy. I appreciate you.
Yes. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity, Kelly, to be in your presence, and everybody out there. I love you.
Evelyn says we need a to be continued. Sure, absolutely. No
Yes.
problem with that. To be continued. And then also, as we close the show, I always give the guests the last word. So what is something off the cuff, a favorite saying, or something you'd like to share before we leave?
I think it was Jackie Chan, the kung fu guy. I heard him say this, and it was profound. He said, "You hold on. You don't." Oh, I wrote it down because I knew I'd get nervous. You can't find peace. You choose it.
I love it. Yes.
You
Yes.
choose
I believe in
it.
that. I 100% believe in that. So everybody, let's journey choosing. Let's figure out how powerful we are with all of our choices and the encouragement for peace and happiness. I love that. Thank you so much for being here, Diane. We will have you back in the future. And until
Yay!
then, yes, celebrate, please.
Yay!
Until then, everybody, please go with love, luck, and light. And don't forget to live. I will see you next week on the Psychic Hour. And then after this, we do have Spiritually Imperfect with Michael Christopher and Jennifer Lee. So stick around and have fun with them as well. Take care. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Bye, Evelyn. Bye, everybody.